Welcome to Spicy Toast Gaming. Welcome to our Galio Theorycraft for Path of Champions. So today we're going to be going through and looking at what Galio would be like if he was added as a playable champion for Path of Champions. We went through, looked at what cards would work for a deck for him based on the requirements for current Path of Champions champions and their decks. And then we also went and looked at the star powers that would work for Galio potentially. So if you're interested in that, definitely continue to watch the video and like and subscribe for more of these types of videos. Let's get into it. Requirements for deck building. So I looked at many different champions in Path of Champions and how there were decks set up, and I came to some conclusions on what decks need to be constructed in going forward. So first, we have 2 copies of 9 cards. So we have 9 different cards and 2 copies of each one of those for the decks. So you come out to a total of 18 cards at the start. Now, 2 to 3 of those cards are going to be spell cards, and then most of the cards are 4 cost or less. So you have 2 for the champion, 2 to 3 spell cards, and then most of the cards are all going to be 4 cost or less. Normally, if there's any above that, there's only 1 generally, other than the champion themselves. So let's go take a look at now in game at what we were able to come up with for a deck for Galio. In game now with Galio, this is the deck that I made that could potentially work for bringing him into Path of Champions. But first, let's just talk about Galio himself and how the deck would really function. So Galio, he costs 7, and he has Spell Shield and Formidable. Now, Formidable is going to be the keyword that the entire deck is kind of built around. Most decks in Path of Champions, they have one keyword that they are focused on. So for Galio, it would be Formidable. So it's I strike with my health instead of my power. So as you can see, they have no attack, but they have a large amount of health, the Galio cards. And so the deck would be all about focusing on buffing your health, because that is also increasing your damage. And so by healing or protecting your health, you're also protecting your damage. So for many of these units, they're going to be formidable units, and that is going to be the main focus. So for the first slot, we have Petricite Hound for the 1-drop, 2 health, and formidable. We have Durand Sculptor. When you summon another ally, grant it +1 health. Very good, tying into the whole purpose of the deck. It's just a 2-drop, so you can get that on the board, giving you a lot more value throughout the entire game potentially. Another 2-drop, Petricite Broadwing. So when you summon another ally, grant me Challenger. Also formidable. Again, great the fact that you can get Challenger on there, so you can take out cards you want to, but another formidable unit. For a 3-drop, we have Durand Protege. So play, grant an ally +1 health and tough. Very good. Again, feeding into that overall game plan. And then for the 2 spells, we have Shield of Durand. So this works both as a combat trick to protect a unit, but also to increase your damage. Very good. A lot of the decks in Path of Champions need a good combat trick, and this is a great one. Winds of War. This is slow. Fully heal an ally, and then that ally and enemy strike each other. Again, great for Galio. You have a way to heal up a unit, but also a way to remove an enemy threat. This would be very good. So these would be the 2 spells for the deck. The 4-drop, Petricite Stag, support. I take all damage from my supported ally this round. So while this card itself isn't formidable, it's protecting the health of your formidable unit. That's kind of the main problem with formidable, is often when they attack, since they're going to get blocked out, they are going to be losing health with each attack. So you're wanting to have ways to heal them up, or just make it so they don't take too much damage. For a 5-drop, we have Mountain Drake. Fury, grant me 2 health instead of 1/1. It's also formidable, very strong card. It can definitely scale out of control. And then lastly, we have Galio himself. So like the requirements for Path of Champions that I talked about earlier, we have 9 cards with 2 copies of each one, so 18, and we have 2 spells. So these are all cards that are already in the game. They don't have to add any more. And I think this would work together to be a pretty good deck for Path of Champions. Let's go take a look at what we think his star powers could be, or what star powers would work well for Galio in Path of Champions. Taking a look at star powers now. First we have Durand Ingenuity, +1 starting mana, and when you summon a ally, grant it tough. So that would be the 2-star. And then for the 3-star, it'd be Might of the Colossus. Round start, grant allies +2 health. And then the 1-star version would just be the grant allies +1 health. So this would work together to buff up your units and then keep them healthy, since your units are going to be using their health as their power as well. You want them to not be losing that every time they are attacking or blocking. You want to keep that health as high as possible. That's why the tough will be very nice for all of your units, but especially your formidable ones. And then Might of the Colossus, both giving you more survivability and damage. It would play similar to the old school Tom Kench, where he also had round start, grant your allies +2 health. The one difference is for Tom Kench, his units would get very big and strong, but they would not be able to kill anything because they only scaled with attack, not with health as far as damage. With Galio though, you'd be trying to protect your units, let them survive on the board, and then have them be able to overwhelm the ally with their large health pools both being unkillable while also doing a large amount of damage. So this was my take on Galio and how they could add him into Path of Champions. Definitely let me know what you think of the video. If you liked it and like this type of video and want me to do this for other champions, definitely comment down below. Let me know, and subscribe if you want to see more of this type of content. Hope you have a great day. Hey, you made it to the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching that video all the way to the end. If you did enjoy it, please like and subscribe. We're putting out multiple videos every single day for Path of Champions content. So if that interests you, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and welcome to the channel. Have a great day.